A really effective tool to help you refine and develop your sales and marketing strategies is the market options matrix. And it's based on fitting your business and your products and services into four generic areas based on two parameters. First parameter is based on how does your product or service compare from a cost perspective? What's the relative cost to the alternatives in the market? From low relative costs, i.e. it's relatively good value, to high relative costs. The other dimension is on differentiation. How differentiated is your offering in the market, from low differentiation all the way up to really highly differentiated? So if you think about your business or your product or service or your client's products and services in this parameter, if your offering is relatively low cost, so reasonably good value, but low differentiation, then the section you're in is cost leadership. The strategies that you need to be thinking about, both in terms of the operations, are keeping the relative cost low, so stripping costs out, but also making sure you're marketing and positioning yourselves around being a cost leader. And that's valid in a number of different businesses, obviously. If, however, you have low differentiation but you're high relative cost, then it's pretty clear to me, and I'm sure to you, that you're headed for disaster. It's only going to be a fool and his money that's going to actually decide to pay a lot more for something that they can get really cheaply at no difference. And your aim is to obviously move either down the cost line or up the differentiation scale. If you have high relative cost but you are highly differentiated, you can be successful in that market. But it's more than likely you'll need to focus on a specific niche where they can really see the value in the differentiation you're providing. The fourth quadrant or section really is where you have relatively low relative cost but higher differentiation. And this is where you can see some really outstanding businesses, some businesses that are achieving outstanding success. And the aim would be to really try and position your products, services and offerings with the majority in that higher differentiation, lower relative cost, because that's a really defendable position in the market. So I suggest you use this tool to look at your products and services. Where do they fit, if you've got a number of products and services in you or your clients' businesses, and also think about where you may need to move or develop depending on where they are.